So Science at Mount Allison is one of our strongest programs. It's a very personal and experiential set of programs that allow you to study core science and to really get down to the hands-on at the same time as exploring the liberal arts education that we offer here. So, you know, I've had students do a Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry with honors with a Women and Gender Studies minor. So it allows you to use building blocks to make the degree that is right for you. But even though the science classes are some of the biggest at Mount Allison, we still have small group lab experiences which allow you to get the one-on-one with an instructor, with your faculty members that you're looking for when you're looking for a personalized experience, as opposed to a large school where you'd be one of many taking a course. And in terms of other aspects of the program that I think are particularly important is a science degree prepares you for almost anything. The critical thinking and data and analysis skills and writing skills that you get from this degree are incredibly translatable. You can transfer them to any variety of fields possible and use them to enter into new careers. An example I like to use is a biology student who had an honors in biology and went on to do an MBA and now works for one of the large banks because of the data analysis skills that she got during her Bachelor of Science degree. So in terms of experiential learning, we have two kinds, in fact we have an unlimited number of kinds, but two big groups. We have the in-course experiences. So most of our courses have labs. They could be a problem-solving lab, but a lot of them are hands-on labs in the field, in the lab, doing experiments and learning how to do science. So that's one group of experiential learning that we have. But we also have a lot of research opportunities for students. So most of our faculty are externally funded, scientifically active research programs. And so students have the opportunity during the school year and during the summers to do research with faculty members. And many of our students publish with faculty members in the peer-reviewed literature. So they're really getting a leg up on understanding how science really works in terms of scientific productivity, research, CV building. And then there's other elements where we have like a certificate in the business of science that allows students to incorporate interests in commercializing science. We have some interns that are taking place with different scientific and medical organizations that allow students to sort of look at the areas of their future careers that might interest them and to get a hands-on approach to that. So in terms of tips for students preparing for university, one of the things to focus on is it's not about memorizing facts. It's actually about learning the core skills that are going to serve you in your degree. So for instance, math is key to science. So focusing on understanding the concepts of math is really important. Whether you know the fine details of the mitochondria and how it works as the powerhouse of the cell is not as important as understanding the basic physics and chemistry and biology and math that go into making up a degree. Once you get here, you're going to see that science is a little different than you thought it was at high school. It may be, there are areas of science you didn't even know existed that you might become really interested in. And you may have only liked a subject at high school in science because the teacher was really good. But when you transition to university, you're going to be taking courses because you are interested in them and you're interested in pushing your knowledge in that field further ahead. So when preparing for university, it's important to get the solid foundations of everything that you need and don't worry about memorizing the details, because in this world that we live in now, the details are at our fingertips. I could look it up on my phone, all the details that I needed. But to understand and integrate, that's important. And so focus on the math, focus on the fundamentals, focus on the core of the learning concepts that you need to do science, and don't skimp on the math, ever. So the science programs have been expanding lately. We've added some new things. We now have an honors in cognitive science, which we didn't before. We've got it's actually a Bachelor of Arts, but in geocomputing, so that has elements of computer science in it. We have the same thing coming with economics and computer science. So while those are Bachelor of Arts programs, they really have some science to them, but there's two really exciting ones. One is a minor in, and two certificates in data science. Now, data science is all about how to understand, manage, present, analyze, communicate data. And if anything that this pandemic has taught us, it's that data is super important, and we really have to understand data and be really data literate. So if people are talking about being a science journalist, for instance, you're really going to need data science. If you're going into fields in banking and analysis, data science is really big. All areas of science focus on data. So taking advantage of our new programs in our minor and certificates in data science is going to be really big for students. We're one of the few programs or universities in the country that offer data science for undergraduate students. And another big one that we're working on, hope it's going to get out there soon, is a Bachelor of Arts and Science in Foundations of Health. What differentiates a Mount Allison Bachelor of Science degree from other Bachelor of Science degrees is partly that we have a lot of research that's taking place by students. Because undergraduate students are the core workhorses of our research programs, they are highly valued, they become authors on papers, they're central to the research program of faculty members, they're really important to the process. You're not just a number, you're not just one of 2,000 students in a class. Smaller classes, you're part of the research project of your supervisor, and you're able to craft your degree. Because we're small, you can go to the dean or the department head and say, I want to do this version of my degree, not that one. Can we have a variance to allow me to do that? And we do that all the time. We personalize degrees. So you're able to choose the pieces that you are most interested in and you think are going to give you the best launching pad for your future career. One of the things about a Bachelor of Science degree is it can take you anywhere. We have, physicists running the financial world. We have biologists and chemists in all manner of areas in the government and social work, everywhere. You can take a science degree and you can use the skills that you learned and take them almost anywhere. But on top of that, you can go to graduate school, you can go to medical school, dental school, you could go to law school. We are sending students to all manner of different professional programs, graduate schools, and into the job market all the time. So we're not restricted. In a Bachelor of Science, it's not closing doors, it's really opening doors, because the key set of skills that you get in critical thinking, in data analysis, in communication of research, and in communication of data and science will serve you in a number of different fields, really unlimited.